The simplest thing you can do to start on this style of grazing, regenerative grazing, bring mobs together to have fewer mobs. That increases your recovery time in your pastures and minimises overgrazing. I try to keep planning as simple as possible because it can get a bit overwhelming, especially when you're new to time control grazing, holistic grazing, whatever you like to call it. It's about knowing how much grass I've got, knowing that I can carry the animals through the season, and knowing that I'm going to leave the paddocks with 100% of ground cover, 100% of the time. When I break it down, there's two main planting times of the year. We do grow grass all year round, but typically we grow most of the bulk of the feed to spring, and so we'll do a grazing plan at the end of spring. That's one. And then the next one is in sort of late autumn. We'll do another one at the beginning of the sort of next change in season. So they're the two times of the year to do the main plans, and I will go around and do a full pasture inventory of the place. Just work out how much grass I've got today. It will change over the season, but I know how much grass I've got today and will that get my animals through for the next 6 months. As part of our pasture assessment, I will do the side of square measurement. And so what we have in front of me is using the bike and 2 posts, I've stepped out a square. If you don't have the posts, you can just imagine a square. I've stepped back, I'm using the bike as reference, and I think that will definitely feed a sheep for one day. The reason why I do it for sheep is because it's on my own, and so I like to be able to focus on a smaller area. And also, if you ever do run sheep, it's just an easy conversion. So a cow is basically 10 DSE, so the conversion's pretty simple. Once I've done the pasture assessment, open up this spreadsheet. It is open source, so anyone can get access to it, and you actually get access to it during the holistic training now. You come back and you enter your measurements from the paddock, which is your side of square, and you've got all the paddocks listed here, and then it will calculate out how long each mob will be in the paddocks for, based on your recovery, the time that you set. And then from here, I then just translate these figures in this column here, these 2 columns here, up to the grazing plan on the wall. So this is our grazing chart where we lay out the grazing plan for the next 6 months. And listed down here are the paddocks, and then filled in is where the cattle have been. The orange indicates the breeding mob, and the pencil is the trading mob. And the trading mob will have run in front of the breeding mob. What I have done is marked out, and it's very faint, but marked out the forward moves throughout the next few months, just to know where the animals are going to be at any one time. And in parallel with that, I put the data into a computer-based program I use called Grazing. One of the challenges people have is that pasture monitoring, because people think, what if I get it wrong? It doesn't take long to learn it, to be honest. Go out and start is what I say, and then the best thing to do is take a friend. 2 people doing it, one, it's more enjoyable, but 2 people can just chat about things, and probably a friend, ideally someone who's probably had a little bit of experience is probably good, and you can take in visual cues like a shopping bag. A shopping bag is what a sheep would probably eat, about that much. Go and physically scrape up enough feed for a sheep and shove it in, and you'll be surprised how those little visual cues can help. So going from working out how much feed you have on hand and to how often you should move the animals, and that's based on recovery. Once again, the second most difficult thing you do is working out how long should that recovery be, and that varies from time of year, location, environment, what have you. It's all based on the plants you want to keep, so you find the most desirable plant in your paddock and you look at it. If it's been grazed and now fully recovered, that's what you base your recovery on. That aside, you also need to think a little bit about animal performance, because we've still got to make money out of this job. So it's a bit of a compromise. So my compromise is I look at about 100 days recovery. So knowing that and knowing how many paddocks you have, it's a simple formula to work out how long they should be within each paddock. When grass is actively growing, I will aim to move animals a bit quicker, because if they stay in too long into a paddock, they can start to overgraze if a plant's actively growing. But then when you've got more paddocks and you've got different setups, you can just skip a paddock now and again, and that will give that paddock 200 days, and you're not locking yourself into a system, because nature doesn't work in systems, and so we just need to try to keep things simple and flexible. I don't get it right all the time, don't get me wrong, but I feel more comfortable now that we're on the right track.